What does Stoicism say about the perks of being single? Have you ever considered that being single might not be a weakness, but one of the greatest strengths you could ever carry? What if solitude wasn't a curse to escape, but a freedom to embrace? Today, we're going to explore the perks of being single, not through society's noisy lens, but through the steady wisdom of Stoicism. The pressure to pair up. From childhood, we're told the story. Happiness means finding the one. Movies, ads, even well-meaning relatives whisper, "So when are you going to settle down?" And if you're single, the message is clear. You must be waiting, incomplete, unfinished. But here's the truth. That story is not universal. It's cultural programming, and it robs countless people of the peace and power that singleness can bring. The Stoics would say, this pressure is nothing more than an external, something outside your control, and every time you measure your worth against it, you hand your power away. Epictetus reminded his students, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You may not control what others say about your single life, but you absolutely control how you see yourself in it. Freedom from comparison. Being single gives you a freedom most people never taste, the freedom from constant comparison. In a relationship, it's easy to measure yourself against your partner, against their past, against society's endless scoreboard. But the Stoic path asks, what if you stop looking sideways altogether? Asterisk. When you're single, you can measure yourself only against yesterday's version of you. That's real progress. That's real freedom. So instead of asking, when will I meet someone? The Stoic reframes, how can I use this time to master myself? And suddenly, single life stops being a waiting room and becomes a training ground. Self-control and inner peace. One of the greatest Stoic gifts is self-control, the ability to own your emotions instead of being owned by them. When you're single, this becomes even more powerful. Why? Because no one else's mood dictates your day. You're not at the mercy of someone's bad temper, their approval, or their rejection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Singleness makes this easier to practice. Your peace belongs to you alone. Next time you feel the urge to think, asterisk, I'd be happier if I had someone, asterisk, pause. Instead, remind yourself, asterisk, my happiness is within me. A partner may add to it, but they cannot create it. Asterisk, that's not loneliness, that's sovereignty. Solitude as strength. Society confuses solitude with loneliness, but solitude is not absence, it's presence, presence with yourself, your values, your vision. Seneca said, "The greatest wealth is to live content with little," and there is no greater test of that truth than the single life. When you sit in a quiet room alone and feel at peace, you've mastered something. Kings and emperors struggled with the ability to be whole without external distraction. Try it for yourself. Tonight, turn off your phone, sit in silence for 10 minutes, and simply breathe. Notice how quickly your mind wants to reach outward, and then, gently, bring it back. This is solitude becoming strength. This is you discovering that peace doesn't need an audience. The Stoic perks of being single. So, what are the real perks? Let's translate Stoicism into daily single life. First, independence. Without the constant negotiation of a relationship, you're free to pursue your growth fully. Travel, learn, take risks. The only permission slip you need is your own. Second, clarity. Without romantic noise clouding your mind, you hear your own voice more clearly. You discover what truly matters to you, not what the world insists should matter. And third, Inner strength. When you no longer depend on someone else to validate your worth, you tap into a deeper resilience. You stop fearing solitude, and the moment you stop fearing it, you stop being controlled by it. A Stoic challenge. Epictetus once said, "It's not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Singleness is exactly that. Dare to embrace it, and it becomes a season of power. Fear it, and it becomes a prison. So here's a challenge. For the next 7 days, treat your singleness as a gift. Use the time you'd normally spend chasing someone's attention on something that makes you stronger: your health, your skills, your craft. Notice how quickly freedom becomes fuel. Conclusion. Being single is not a deficit. Through the lens of Stoicism, it's a chance to master self-control, embrace solitude, and live with freedom no one can take away. If you're single today, you are not waiting, you are training. Now I'd love to hear from you. What do you see as the greatest perk of being single? Share your thoughts below. I read every single comment. And if this video gave you a new perspective, subscribe for more Stoic tools every week. Because in the end, your peace, your strength, and your happiness, they were never in someone else's hands. They've always been in yours.